No, don't take it.
Not in the wrong way. Not in the
Don't
wrong
take
way.
it.
It's like separate from the leg, so it's all like bounded like.
Couldn't think
Okay.
forward in time. I could think in here and the now, but I couldn't think ahead of time. Bam!
You did something wrong. You're staying for one more day.
Oh, this is the payment. The fact that they don't want people to compare prices is bullshit. I'm your host, Foxy Ventures, and I'm here with my really good friend, SmileyAlan.
Yo, what's up?
So, Smiley is a very good friend of mine. We have been friends for what? Just over a year, would you say?
Yeah, probably like a year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
over a year, a little bit.
Yeah, that's it's pretty cool. So this guy, I have, God, I don't even know how many parties I went to with this guy. So
Lots.
I would consider him one of my OG friends. For those who play VRChat, you understand what that means, especially whenever whenever you play for a while, because you'll make a good circle of friends, and as time goes on, people start becoming more and more distant, just like you would like if you were classmates in school. But sometimes you're able to get everybody together, and it's pretty badass time. For the most part, I'd say
magical.
Yes, I would say for us and our OG group, I'd say we're about 75% still together, wouldn't you say? Because
Yeah, most likely. Like,
yeah, because we had Breed, Beef, Faramont, Meteor's still around, and
yeah,
God,
Cabby.
yeah, oh yeah, Cabby, and yeah, we lost about a quarter of our friends, but not like we aren't friends with them. They just vanished.
We sometimes see each other, but
They
not
just-
as often.
yeah,
not as often.
They don't come with the groups. And what are you doing with that banana? What is that?
I don't know. It's just my banana.
There's a
God
random
damn, my
banana
hands
in
aren't
this
working
world.
there.
But I try to get rid of it.
God
but,
damn it! If there's a banana, there's a random banana. I'm just gonna take advantage of it, you know?
no, don't take it.
Not in the wrong way. Not in the
don't
wrong
take advantage of a banana on my show.
No,
Please,
that
God.
sounded wrong.
I don't-
That
I
sounded
don't-
fucking wrong. That sounded wrong.
Don't
That
do
came
that.
across so
Please,
bad.
Please, for the love of God, not in this show.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
But yeah, that's it's not something I want in my show. I mean, we talk about adult themes, but I don't need you to do adult themes on my show.
Don't worry. I'm trying to. I'm gonna use this as a learning experience later.
I'm sure
Don't worry.
you are.
You'll see.
I'm
You'll
sure
see.
you are. So Smiley is a hell of a musician. He plays the guitar.
Thank you.
What else do you play? Or is that all you play?
No, I play the guitar, the bass, and the drums, and I sometimes sing. I'm not good at singing, but like, if you
good
put
at
enough
singing.
enough feelings, enough effort, enough like heart into it,
Yeah.
you're gonna get across your message, even though you're not a great singer. So
Dude, I don't want to hear that.
I tried to
Dude,
do that, you know?
I don't want to hear that. I saw that. I can't remember if it was a picture or a video of that gig that you did about a year ago. And I was like, dude,
Yeah?
this dude is like, he's in it. I was like,
Oh,
Smiley
yeah,
looks
that was
like
fucking
the
dope.
kind of guy that he does play the lead guitar and he sings and he does all of that. He had the nice long hair and it looked like it was just like hopping wet. And you're out there with the fucking guitar and I was like, oh, this dude's fucking
Bro, something
star,
funny.
he just doesn't
Something
even know
funny.
it
I
yet.
wanna add about that gig. I wanna
Yeah,
add
yeah,
something
yeah.
like we were playing like a really like pop song no one knew, but like I'm usually like a metalhead. I play like metal. So my solos are like. And that song, it had just the fucking slowest solo ever. And my friend was like, I know you. I know how you are. I know how you are on the guitar. Play the solo as it should be. Play the solo as it should be. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm gonna play the solo. And on rehearsal, I played the solo as it should be. But when it was time to play it live, I just did my own shit. I just went fucking crazy on this song. You know what's funny? Like also like in Mexico, we have like the tradition to throw like a Dr. Simi like doll. Dr. Simi is like a huge fucking pharmaceutical chain that sells like drugs like really cheaply, like generic drugs. And they have like a mascot that's always dancing on the streets in Mexico. Like on every corner you're gonna see like a Dr. Simi mascot dancing on the streets.
Hold on. There's a pharmaceutical mascot that dances on the street.
There's a huge pharmaceutical mascot that dances on the street of Mexico, and everyone knows him. He's like this old dude with a fucking beard and a fucking like a lab coat, and he's just like dancing, and his hips it's like separate from the legs, so it's all like bouncing like, and there's always songs, and if you say hi to him, he's gonna wave back. It's basically, yeah, it's just a mascot and it's on every other corner. Like, just dancing. Just dancing. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, the tradition is like, they throw that doll. There's like, they sell also dolls. They sell everything. And they sell they sell dolls.
Weird.
And they throw the dolls at the, like, performers. And they threw a doll when I was performing. That felt magical. That was magical. They threw a doll in my soul.
Oh my god.
They threw a doll, yeah. They threw a doll, and I was like, oh, I'm the chosen one. I've been chosen. I've been honored. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it sounds like you have fun doing those things, man. Yeah, Smiley and I, we it always falls through. But Smiley and I have tried to put together a few music things, which for those of you that have seen my my update video, I informed everybody that that my music stuff has just fallen off the face of the earth for now. I want to get back into it. It's like the one thing out of all of the different media stuffs that I do that I haven't even fucking touched it. Like I think the last time I touched it was in March. No, probably February. In all honesty, it's about February of this year. Yeah, and it's just for reference, it's October when this thing is being written.
Yeah.
So it's been a hot minute, but I still do I still do have the recording. Well, actually, I have every single thing that you sent me still, but the cover of the cover that we're doing of the cover from Jack Black, we're working on something together. But yeah, I still have that, and I just need to do the vocals for it, and then I think that'll be done. I just need to play your music and then overlay it. So. Yeah.
But I have a feeling like you have the ideas like still like brewing, you know.
Oh, dude.
Like even though you've like stopped recording music, you know, you're still thinking of like recording and
all
that
the
stuff.
Time. I have so many things that I'm doing, and it's all for fun. Like,
I feel that. I
fucking love doing this stuff. Like, obviously, I have this podcast. I got my show Beans. I've got all the regular content creation stuff. Every time I think of something silly, I try to make a skit out of it, and I've got so many ideas right now that are just in the back pocket. I've written them all down, just so I couldn't forget them. And yeah, there's all sorts of shit.
I have an idea.
What's that?
Should I give you an idea right now?
Okay. What is it? What is it? Just give me another one.
So something related, like to your how many quests you've gotten. Your eye tracking.
My what?
With the Quest Pro.
Oh.
Your Quest Pro stuff. Your Quest Pro stuff.
My 7th Quest Pro? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your 7th Quest Pro, yeah.
By the way, for those of you that don't know, I am on my 7th Quest Pro. And the reason why I'm able to do this is because whenever you get a return from Meta, I bought directly from Meta, so I got the warranty for the headset. The warranty restarts whenever you get that new headset, and it's a 1-year warranty on the equipment. and the face and eye tracking keeps going out. I'm still trying to narrow down what it is. Just I've had 6 tries since June, and
Goddamn.
I know, it's been ridiculous. But they do what's called an advanced return, so I'm able to keep the headset even though the face and eye tracking's messed up. I can still get in VR chat and talk and hang out with everybody, right?
Yeah.
So the advanced return, they go ahead and just send you the new headset, and then you get your old headset and then ship it back whenever you get the new one in, so that you don't have any delay in I guess VR VR chat. And so the caveat to that is they get your credit card information, so that if you do decide to kind of jip them, right, then they'll charge you for a whole brand new one. But I think it was 45 days, now it's 30 days. So they're cutting it down. They're like, you gotta start cutting it down.
They're like, God damn you, you're gonna go on your 10th quest soon. We're probably gonna.
Dude, me and Doc is on his 7th headset too.
Yeah.
He's on his 7th headset too. And I joked around with him, and I was like, they stopped making the Quest Pro, so now it's just gonna be you and me going through that stockpile of whatever they have left.
God damn. So like it's an issue many people have been dealing with then.
Yeah. So whenever I was trying to get my new headset, which just took 2 weeks for whatever reason, they just kept digging me around, which I am not happy about. But anyway, I asked. I was like, hey, surely I can't be the only person that's been through so many headsets. And the person goes, well, I can't really say if other people have had issues, but other people may have had issues. And I'm like, thanks.
Goddamn.
Thanks. Well, thanks for being honest. Right.
Yeah. I feel that, but yeah, it's good that they're replacing it, and they're accepting that it's fucked up. But that I'm talking about headsets. I wanted to like mention about the new Quest 3 that's coming out.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so
I guess it is, yeah.
So I don't know. Well, wait, yeah. When this is gonna be out, so it's probably gonna be
out
already.
Out in a couple months. Yeah, this will be out.
Yeah, but right now it just got announced, and it sounds pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Something not many people know, but it says it has torso and elbow tracking integrated into the headset. Oh no, shut the banana.
They're trying to implement more body tracking into just the headset itself.
Yes.
Damn, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're implemented like chest and a little bit. I don't know if hip tracking. But elbow tracking as well, so you can like actually use your elbows in the game and like move your torso to move your torso like. And what I'm interested is like I don't know if you could combine like the torso tracking that's gonna be with the Quest with a couple of leg trackers.
I don't see
to
why
make actual full body. I
don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the multiple things will have to work together, so it actually like sees the torso tracking and the leg tracking separately. Well, and join them as one.
I think you're trying to find stuff to supplement your full body because your full body died.
It fucking died. It died. Yeah.
Nah, how did it die? How did it die?
I bought like some slime trackers from like. Slime trackers, you can actually make them and people sell them. So I bought some slime trackers from Brazil, and yeah, in this like I bought 8 trackers, and like month by month, one tracker started dying out. Like it was first boop, and I had to rearrange them so I could still have like full body. And then like 2 months passed, another one boop, just stopped working. It stopped like connecting to the server, and I've tried everything. Like right now, I sent it to a friend, and I bought the new parts so he can like change them and like send me the replace parts. But yeah, it slowly it just started dying. It just started dying. It just started dying.
Damn.
So I got to a point where it just died. So maybe moral of the story: don't buy
Buy slime
Brazilian
trackers.
trackers. I don't know. No, just a joke. Just a joke. but yeah, that's a sad story of my slimes.
They're slimes.
And you know what? You know something interesting about the slime trackers? The Reno ones. I think they started going on sale, if I'm not mistaken, around September 2021.
Okay.
And yeah, I think the people that they are barely getting their first package now.
Yeah. So
people
it's
who
funny,
bought
funny
it.
you mentioned that. So my friend
Yeah?
Yuki Banana, she's a TikToker, streamer as well, and
Banana.
she saw a half body, right? Which, for those of you that don't know what a half body is somebody who just has a headset and the controllers. Nothing wrong with it. It's just it takes a lot of money to get other trackers, and she bought these trackers. I believe they're slime trackers is what she's going for. They God, she ordered them months ago, and she's like, they keep delaying them. Every time
They keep delaying, yeah.
Every time it comes up to like a week or two before the shipping, they delay it like another month, and then another month, and then another month. And they've done it, I think, 4 times so far. And she's just so mad.
The wait time's like 2 years for that.
That's fucking crazy. So
I saw that. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that they actually have like everything already, like 2 batches already like pre-packaged.
Yeah.
But they're having trouble with the shipping. Like they're getting the packages returned, and they're not letting them like ship it. So that's the issue.
Damn.
And I saw it. It's not their fault. It's just like, and I saw people trying to buy like directly from them, like because they're on crowd supply, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And like they want, like, people are so desperate to get them because they're been waiting for 2 years so long that they actually like they are asking them, hey, can we fly over there and like give you money and then you give us and they were like, no, like the company doesn't let us, like we signed an agreement and the company doesn't let us, so
Damn.
so yeah, they're like pinned against the wall, so and not in a good way, so yeah, that's a bad thing.
I'm gonna make it drown with this tequila sunrise, man. I'm gonna drown it. You know what? That's an okay way to go. You know what? Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I mean, yeah, tequila sunrise is fucking dope. That was my go-to until I got such a bad hangover. It lasted like a day and a half. And I was like, no more tequila, because I was drinking aged tequila.
Well, yeah, you got
aged
that
tequila
cultured
hits hard
shit over there in Mexico.
It hits hard. Yeah, we got the good stuff. We got the good stuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I have the Tundra
But you were saying
trackers. Yeah. So I have the Tundra trackers, right? And I always hear people say, "Oh, those are so rare. Those are so rare." I'm like, why? Like, you just go on the website and they're for sale. Like, you can just buy them and they'll ship them right to your door. Now, whenever I was looking at it, the company was only selling the 4 tracker set because they were out of stock of the 3 tracker set, which I was like, what? That makes no sense. But
weird.
Like, you have to buy 4. You can't just buy 3. You have to buy 4. So I was like, well, I guess I'll spend the extra $1 to go get the 4th one. So I have a chest tracker, and I ended up buying a GoPro chest harness. Yeah, a GoPro chest harness, because the threading for the back of the tracker is perfect. It's the exact same thing that is for the GoPro. So it worked out perfect, and that's what I use. But for some reason, the chest tracker right now is kind of being silly and wonky. But it's for the most part it's fine.
But it's there, yeah.
You've seen me. I dance a lot.
Yeah.
And
I mean, chess trackers
fucking
do
phenomenal.
work a lot. Like, it helps a lot with dancing.
Oh, dude, it makes such a difference. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And talking about like full body tracking, there's also like other solutions many people don't know about, but they're there. One of them is a Kinect, using a Kinect.
Oh yeah.
I used a Kinect for like 8 months. I used a Kinect.
Yeah. That's what you were using. Yeah.
Yeah. I was using a Kinect, and it worked pretty good. I just couldn't lie down, and I couldn't turn around. But if I was facing it, it had a little bit of a delay, like probably like, I don't know, half a second of a delay. It was very noticeable, but it kind of worked. Many people didn't notice I actually had, like, they thought I actually had trackers.
Yeah, I did.
Because
I thought you did.
Like several people had tried it, and they're saying it's not working perfectly. But I noticed, like, I had to position it like perfectly, like 2 meters away at eye level, looking down with perfect lighting. So it works. It works perfectly. And you know, there's also there's a lot of ways you can get full body tracking without actually having trackers. You can also get like webcam tracking, which is a little bit worse than Kinect, but it works. It works. And there's also, which is a very interesting way, you can actually like make little cardboard cutouts and like print out a design.
Okay.
And make sure like the webcam actually like sees the design, and it gives like depth to the to the view. So and you can actually turn around, you can lie down, you can do everything.
Damn.
But yeah, and you can use several webcams.
So it uses it as reference
like use them
points.
as trackers, yeah, reference points perfectly. Yeah, like the base stations, but it's webcams.
Mm-hmm.
And you use the little like cardboard cutouts, and you just like stick them into you. Stick them on your fucking on your chest, on your food, yeah, basically.
Wow.
And there's also one, yeah.
I was gonna say, I've also seen people use their phones, so that's also another way that you can do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know the program. I don't know if is it under Slime or is it its own thing?
It basically uses a combination of like the Slime interface with a phone application that connects to Slime, which is like the Obo tracker, and it didn't, like, I tried it didn't work because like I had the phones, but some of the phones didn't have the basic like the magnetometer, which you need for the phone to track.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen people had it, like a friend Arvin used to have it, and
Wait,
it really worked for him.
Arkvin uses his phone?
He used 5 phones. You have to use 5 phones for that. 5 phones.
You know what?
Yes.
You know what? That doesn't.
And I had them.
That doesn't surprise me with him.
But it didn't have the fucking the magnetometer. I was like, God damn it! I had the 5 phones, but I cannot use them. So.
Oh my god.
I was using like cheap phones. Like it came with an internet plan. So.
That's funny as hell. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was using 5 fucking phones.
5 phones. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, and another interesting one that actually rivals like Vive trackers.
Okay.
Yeah, and it actually tracks as well as the Vive trackers. It uses the PS Move controllers.
A what?
I don't know if you play. So basically, it's like a little like stick that has like a ball with light on.
Wait, is it the PSVR?
And it uses the camera.
The original PSVR?
Not the PSVR, the PS Move. The PS Move. Way before the PSVR.
Oh, before the PSVR.
You can use it as like controllers for games and like this, like the Wii.
Yeah.
Like the Wii controllers.
Oh, okay.
But it uses cameras, and it sees the light, and it tracks as well as the Vive trackers, and it's way cheap. Way cheaper. Way cheaper, but it's like way more of a hassle to actually like set it up and get it, because there's lots of more stuff you need to do. More steps you need to take.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. It's really neat, all the ingenuity that people come up with in order to get full body tracking, just so they can sit down in a game, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that people always say.
Or lie down and not move. Just lie down, stare at a mirror for 6 hours.
Oh my god.
Not say a word.
So
and just
this is a thing
drift into sleep.
In VR chat. People they're called mirror dwellers, and that's what they do. They dwell in the mirrors, and it's kind of obnoxious sometimes, but you see it mainly in public worlds because they aren't hanging out with friends the most part, because they just hang out at the mirror and just talk to whoever comes up. Now, sometimes they have good conversations, at least in my experience. But other times, like you said, they just are quiet and they don't do anything, and they just stare, and you're like, are they even there? And you just stare at them for a little bit, and then you see them like itch their face, and then you're like, oh my god, they've been sitting there the whole time. They're not AFK.
I mean, they are like part way there. Like I have a feeling like I have my own how can I say, like, hypothesis.
Okay, let's hear it.
What I think they do. So I think they just sit down. They pick their cute avatar. They want to see themselves as. They put some music, and they stare right into their avatar's non-existent soul, and they just drift into nothingness and just
into imagination or into nothingness.
Yeah, and just exist. For hours and hours.
Marcus Aurelius. So I read his memoirs a while back.
Ooh.
He did state that the one and only time that man is in true solace and peace is when they dwell deep into their mind. And I'm like, it's the one and only time.
That's a good one.
Because you're not hot, you're not cold, you can imagine anything that you want, and nobody can take that from you. So one and only time, whenever you delve deep into your mind, that you are truly at peace. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Even though some people would probably argue with that, but it's you're the only one who knows what you like, right?
It's an interesting point of view. Yeah, it's an interesting.
So it's pretty interesting.
I may differ a little bit, but it's a pretty interesting. Like, everyone's different. Like, because me personally, it's just gonna sound weird. I basically never delve deep into my mind.
Really?
I don't. Yeah. Something interesting about me?
What's that?
So I don't know if like. I don't know how to explain. Okay, yeah. Like, basically, I'm gonna use the banana as an example.
Go ahead.
Like a couple of years ago, I learned there was something interesting, which was like, close your eyes and imagine a banana.
Okay.
Like, imagine the banana. Do you see something? Could you see something?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see an actual banana?
Yeah.
Do you see the shade of the banana? Or do you see nothing? And the majority of people actually see the banana. I don't know, but I see nothing.
Really?
I see nothing. And I like started investigating, and I like saw it was called like, I think it's called Aphantasia. I don't know, like Aphantasia, like my bilingual fucking tongue. Yeah. So Aphantasia, basically. So basically that I don't know if it's like something. I don't know. It's weird because like I've been living like that like my whole life. Like I close my eyes, like maybe meditation. Like they always tell you like close your eyes, mind you're on a beach. I like when I do that, like I think of the properties of a beach. I think of sand, I think of water, I think like maybe I think of a breeze. I don't feel nothing, I don't see nothing, but I think of the actual properties of it. But people have always said, like I've seen like people say they actually see the beach, or actually like picture themselves, actually see themselves on a beach, or actually like feel they are in a beach. I just see nothing. So it's interesting, you know.
So did you
Nothing.
learn this during your medical training, or
No, it was just
on your
random.
own?
It was I just saw it randomly because
So
it actually it doesn't affect anything. It doesn't interfere with nothing. It doesn't like if you have it, it doesn't mean you're like like wrong or you have like an illness. It's just different. It's just different. There's nothing wrong with that.
So I'm kind of glad that you brought that up. So years ago,
Yeah.
I was clambering at the back of my dad's pickup truck, right? And clambering is when you put your hands on something and you throw one leg over and then the other, right? And so I was clambering over out the back of my dad's pickup at the time because we were moving a dryer, and I landed on the gravel and with my feet, and because gravel's loose, it kicked out from under me, and that momentum with my legs
Yeah.
swinging down made me slip back, and I smashed the back of my head onto concrete,
Oof.
onto the edge of the concrete sidewalk, right?
Ouch.
And I'm not kidding. Like I saw a star, like a white star, and it looked like tie-dye all around it. And this is where it's going to get relevant to this conversation. So after that, probably a few days after, if not the next day, I lost the ability to think ahead. I couldn't imagine anything. I couldn't think forward in time. I could think of here and the now, but I couldn't think ahead of time, right? And thank God, I think it was maybe a month afterwards, maybe two, that went away. So everything went back to normal, and I was like, like I almost cried. Like I couldn't believe that I once had the ability to think in the future tense, and then it got taken away from me for a while, and I can't even like express how scared I was at the time. But I think
I feel like something you always lived in, and
I understand where you're coming from because of that experience of mine, right? So not being able to see something, and if you've never been able to do that, and then you have somebody who was able to do that and then have it taken away, then it's that's kind of that's kind of terrifying. Like that's at least for me, but I can understand where you are.
Like I just like basically like on the way I think, like if I see like I think on something, I don't like on a picture, I think on the actual properties of it, you know. Like I cannot see it, but I think of the properties. Like basically, like also I don't have like an internal like voice. Like some people say they have like an internal monologue.
Yeah. Are you not?
I don't have one.
With yourself, really? Fascinating.
I mean, I can think. I can like think like of the words. I can think of the words, but I cannot like hear them. Like because I've seen people say they actually hear them. They actually like hear like a voice talking. I don't know. I don't. But that doesn't mean I cannot like think. I just think different, you know.
Wow.
Like I can think in the future, but the way I think is just, you know, with the concepts or with the, you know, with the properties of it, and not visually nor auditory, you know.
Wow.
It's weird to explain.
No, I get it. So I wouldn't say. How do I phrase this? So, for the longest time, I didn't know how to speed read. Okay, I made it through my. I got my bachelor's, and I wasn't able to speed read. That just gives you an idea of how much I'll endure just to get through something, right? Sit there and I read so fucking slow. Now I read a lot faster because I took a speed reading course on, and no, I'm not advertising for them, everybody, but I was on the thing called Skillshare, and they had a speed reading course on there.
Ooh.
So I took that, and oh my god, it completely changed my life, because they explained in the course that whenever you read, for people who are slower readers, this is kind of how we think, right? Whenever you're reading, you're sounding out the words in your head, okay, instead of just looking at it. Because if you actually look at a page, the words on there, your brain can look at it, process it faster than what you can talk it. So much faster. It understands the word looking at it. So if you look across a sentence, your mind understands the sentence. You don't have to say, the dog went to the park. It just goes, the dog went to the park. And it understands that super fast. And that was a huge hurdle that I didn't realize I even had. So it's hard for me to imagine not being able to think in the way that you do, but it's so fascinating.
But it's basically like that. It's basically like that. Like you know what it is. You know what it is. Like you can think. Like you see. Like basically like you mentioned, your brain knows. Your brain knows it.
Yes.
Even though you're like not saying it in your mind. Or you're not like saying it, but your brain knows it,
Correct. Yeah.
So basically,
Absolutely.
that's basically it. Yeah. Which is interesting. It's an interesting thing.
That's kind of cool. I'm glad that we were able to talk about that. Yeah, that's fucking fascinating. But I didn't know that you couldn't imagine that. So when it comes to music, how does that work in your mind?
What parts?
Okay, so if you're not able to imagine saying words or phrases in your head, how are you able to imagine notes or be able to play melodies in your mind or come up with them without just randomly hitting chords?
It's weird. It's weird. Like
no, that's what I do.
I can think of like the melody like going up and down, like like
kind of like a wave, right?
like that.
You're just like follow the trail.
But I don't hear it. I just think of like the note like going up and down, or I can think of a song and I can like mentally like follow along a song in my mind. I'm not hearing it, I just mentally follow because I know it. But it's not like I'm hearing it. I just know where I know the song and just know, or I can think of maybe like a new thing, like a new melody.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not listening. I'm just thinking of like the note, like something like that.
Okay, man, that's kind of cool.
This
is really cool.
That's how my mind works. It's just
dude, your mind is so fascinating. I'm very impressed with where you've gotten, and with the way that you think. Right? Like I can't imagine that.
To be honest, I just didn't think any of it. Just didn't know. That was normal to me, that was what was normal to me my entire life until a couple of years ago, where there was like this video I saw randomly. I don't remember where I saw it. I just saw a fucking random video, and it just said that. I was like, oh, interesting. And I searched it and some more information, and I saw like a couple of studies. I was like, because it's something that's not very well understood, because it's something that's not very well, it's not been studied a lot. It's not well understood. But I wanted to see if there was like any correlation with something bad, like any pathology or any mental disorder or some shit. No, it's just random. It's just something random. There's just some people's minds, like it's like the minority, like, who think like this. It's a minority, but it's just, there's nothing.
Well,
there's like, doesn't mean we're less intelligent or we're less like creative.
Look at you! There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that means that people are less intelligent. Like, dude.
Yeah, or less
blow me
creative.
out
No,
of the
yeah,
water,
no.
man. You would blow me out of the water if we had to do a bunch of,
No,
bunch of
you're.
mental tests.
No, I'm not smart. It's just.
Nah, dude. So, actually, now that makes me think about tests. So, with that being said,
Yeah.
whenever it comes to taking a test,
Yeah.
how do things go through your mind? How are you per se rifling through your mental files without
Okay.
without saying it in your mind, or playing things out in your mind, or imagining the thing that the question is about?
Yeah. Okay. Well, before, like right now, I've like the way I take tests is way differently because I'm studying like specifically like medical related tests, and sometimes the fucking the tests are like a whole vignette. It's just it's so a wall of text, and they like give you like test taking strategies.
Okay.
So like you start from the bottom, and then you read like two sentences up, and then you see the different choices.
Okay.
And if it doesn't give you the whole information, or to give you like some information, you can like start like crossing out which one is not, which one is not, and then you start reading like from the top, and then you like think of like the most important information being given to you, and then you cross out the other ones until you're left with a 50-50. But that is now that I'm studying like test taking strategies. Before I would just I would just read a question and be like, I don't know, I didn't think much of it. I would be just like this one. And it worked.
I just kind of spitballed it, and holy shit, here I am going to school to be a medical professional. Oh my god! I just kept answering the right ones. It just happened to be the right answer. I don't know how that worked out, but my god, it's like I could have been a rocket scientist if I chose C instead of B. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just worked. I just like before I just get exam and just thought about it, and then I was like, boop. But now like there's like a whole like set of instructions I gotta follow to make sure I optimize and everything, you know.
Oh wow.
Like,
So whenever I was in high school, the joke was, if you don't know, it's gonna be C or the longest answer. Just choose from there. There's 50%. I was like, wow.
I mean, they always say like usually there's usually one answer that's like way off.
Oh yeah.
And that's usually not it. And there was like usually like the last two will be similar, but there will be something different. So, but they said like usually like one of the wrong ones would have something similar with the correct one.
Yeah, and those two are
Like,
usually the ones that you're really going back and forth.
One of the
you're just like, oh, shit, which one was it?
Like one of the ones that doesn't make any sense would have something similar with the correct one, but that is not like a strategy you should do. That is like last resort. That is last resort. That is pure last resort. Yes.
Wow.
Because or else you're gonna. Yeah.
Did you guys
That's
have any standardized tests in Mexico? Is that even a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have like a couple of standardized tests. We have one when we go like straight into medical school, and we have one at the end of medical school.
So what about in lower education? Like
yes, there's always there's several standardized tests that are made like all around the country to see how well the education is, you know.
Okay, so it's not.
There was one in.
Okay,
yeah?
so I was gonna say, so it's not it's not just the United States that does standardized testing. A lot of people,
it's also Mexico.
try to say that, and that's why I was asking, because I was like, I don't think that's true, but I haven't honestly been to Mexico or anything, so I don't know.
I had like I don't know, probably 4 standardized tests.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay. Just probably different different milestones as you get through.
Different grades, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So on the medical side, I remember you kind of stressing out about a test. What test was that?
Yes, the test I've been stressing out this past year has been the United States medical licensing exam.
Okay.
Because basically, that's you have to pass 3 standardized tests, three exams, which are very, very hard, and also are very, very different than the types of questions and the types of like I don't know, like stuff we've been, well, not stuff, like it's just different than the types of tests I've had in Mexico.
Okay.
Different as in way harder, and different as in it asks more like different questions. Which I mean by that is that in US it focuses more on the like on the genetic side, on the physiologic side, which means like basically like how the body works, like how the body works.
How everything works in synchronization with one another. Yep.
Yes, and it also emphasizes more on the mechanism of action of like certain pathologies or certain like medications, like how it affects like specifically.
Yeah,
and in Mexico,
what the counterindications are of the medications, and how the medication is supposed to be taken. Is it intravenous? Is it for God help anybody who has this intraosseous? Which for those of you who don't know, that means in the bone. You don't want that
in the bone.
That's no bueno.
You got a fucking big needle, just fucking. Yeah.
Oh man!
Just pump some saline into there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's not the needle going in that hurts. It's that flush that bam! That's just really the thing that gets your attention.
Yeah, you need to put some pressure to get in there.
You need to do a couple times in order to clear out that catheter. Oh yeah. It's no bueno. So in the United States, it mainly focuses on that. So what I've heard is in the United States, we focus more on the pharmaceutical side of medicine rather than, let's say, the surgical side, because we're trying to do more preventing of the surgeries, trying to keep people from being under the knife. Whereas if you go to like the UK, they're actually more inclined to do surgery rather than put you on pharmaceuticals. And I thought that was interesting. Now, with that being said, how is it with Mexico?
Yes. Okay. So, with the US. So with that, and they focus more on the actual way the medicine works.
Okay.
And the actual way the pathology affects you.
Okay.
Specific questions about that. And in Mexico, they focus. The questions are way different. They ask way different questions than in the US. The questions in Mexico most of the times are more direct, and sometimes they also have like cases like in the US, but most of the times are more direct questions, and they focus more on like the disease itself, and the specific treatment for it.
Okay.
And the US, it focuses on that, but not as much as in Mexico. By that I mean like specific medicines for different diseases, different pathologies, and also, which is very important, they ask us a lot of the dosage. They ask us a lot of the dosage for the medications. No, on Mexico.
Okay.
In the US, they don't. At least for right now, I'm studying for the first one. They don't ask zero questions about dosage. Zero.
So why
And
do
in
you think
Mexico,
that
they
is?
ask us a lot about dosage. Um, to be honest, right now I don't know, but it's interesting. Well, probably because like it's way more information for the first exam because there are three exams. And the first exam, they want to know you actually know how everything works, how like the like genetic and the physiology side of it,
Mm-hmm.
and they ask that later on the actual residency exams, but not now.
Okay. So
Yes,
so would
and
you
in
say
Mexico
that?
they ask us from the very beginning.
Oh, okay. So would you say that in the United States they're focused mainly on what this medication specifically does, not how to implement it per se, like right off the bat?
Yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, like generally like that, like right now for the first exam, yes. They like focus more on the specifics later when you're actually going into the specific field.
Okay.
But right now they check if you know basically how it works, and like how that medicine group, usually like medicines are categorized by groups, and how the medicine group works,
Okay. So
and not like specific medicine.
I'm guessing that this first test is a pharmacology exam. Is that
Mm,
or no?
no.
Oh, it
No. Like
encompasses
it's
everything.
less pharmacology.
Okay.
It encompasses everything, but like a little bit less pharmacology and less like zero dosage.
Okay.
And in Mexico they ask like specific pharmacology and they ask you for the dosage. That's a little bit of like the difference, mainly the difference.
So which country do you like
And
practicing
the
in
tale of
more?
questions. Um. Okay. This. Okay. I've practiced like 1 year on the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
and I practiced like 1 year like me being a physician,
Mm-hmm.
and 1 year like sometimes going to the hospital and that. So what's interesting in usually in Mexico they are more lenient to let you do stuff,
Okay.
and you can like, and this is gonna sound a little bit like maybe mean. Well, not mean, but it's the truth. It's just the truth.
That's
Um,
what we're here for.
Sometimes in the hospitals we have like lots of public hospitals,
Yes.
but like sometimes we don't have like all of the equipment needed to to do like some simple procedures, so you cannot like learn hands-on how to do stuff like just like off the book, it's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and like as a student, or like as someone that's learning, like they usually let you do way more than in the US.
Okay.
Yeah, like usually like
They don't restrict you as
like
much.
yeah, they don't restrict you as much in Mexico. Like I was like a social service intern, like to do. I was like supposed to be supervised by. Well, I was supervised by my doctor
Mm-hmm.
to my assistant doctor to give medicine and that. But they were like basically like, have you given a consultation before? And I was like, yes. Okay, you're giving consultations now. and she would just go. I was like, all right, all right.
Yeah, you good.
I guess
You
I'm
know
gonna do this now.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, which is way different than in the US.
Yeah. I
But
would have to say
that is
so.
that's like a point. That's like a point for Mexico, because it's cool, like getting to learn, getting the experience one-on-one with the patients, like getting that. It's gratifying. But the thing is, what I'm gonna give the balance a little bit to the US is the work ethic, or yeah, like the work ethic, because in Mexico, like some of the doctors, like they treat you as less. Like if you're like a student, if you're learning, they think like, oh, I'm a doctor, you're not. I'm above you. I'm better than you. Basically, that's like the mentality. Yeah, which is so it's so bad. It's so damaging because
I would have to
you know
say so.
there's you always hear, yeah, you always hear about like about cases like that where well like someone who's working with students, they get to do like way more than they actually have to, or sometimes like in the internship in Mexico, like sometimes that shit is brutal. That because you have like usually there are it's just a 24-hour like stay you have to do at hospital, but if you do like one thing wrong, like they can say like you're staying for another day here at the hospital, and you have no say. You have no say in
Wow.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, they give you like that punishment. You have to say you did something wrong. You're staying for one more day,
That's crazy.
which is it's so toxic. It's so toxic.
How does that?
And-
How is that beneficial? Like, is it?
It's
is
not.
It
It's not. It just breaks you down. It just breaks you down.
Is it like a well, I had to do it, so you have to do it kind of deal?
Basically, yeah. It's like I went through this. Like I went through through suffering from this, and now I'm like basically like I went through this. Now you're gonna go through that. You know,
Yeah.
which is so toxic and so bad.
It is. It is.
But
That's-
it's slowly getting better. It's
Okay.
slowly getting better because now like a couple of months like before, like now it's no longer like usually it was like 24 hours at the hospital. One day you relax and then another 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that's grueling. That's grueling.
Mhm.
But now it's just like they change it so it's not now like for the interns, for medical interns, the students. So it's now like 8 hours, like, and now you have like one day a week that's 24 hours, and the rest is just 8 hours, which is more. It's more, relaxing. Well, it's better. It's better because it's not as like bam bam bam.
Yeah. Yeah, just being
So,
fucking slave labor
yeah.
for the hospital. Holy crap.
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah, slave labor, yeah, because they pay you either nothing or pennies. They pay you either nothing because you're still a student, because they pay you either nothing or pennies, and you do so much work. But yeah, it's so toxic and so bad. And counterpart in the U.S., like if you're a student, if you're learning under a doctor, what has been my experience, and it's usually the general experience, they treat you so better. They treat you
So much better.
amazingly, like so much better. It's just like night and day difference. Like generally speaking, because there
There's
are some
always
doctors in Mexico who are
exceptions,
just
yeah.
saints, and there's like doctors in the US who are just
Assholes.
yeah, but that's like that's like generally speaking, they treat you way better as a student.
Okay.
So that's a main difference
How's the
that I've seen. Like,
how is the pay compared from Mexico into the U.S. in the medical field? Maybe as a physician, maybe as a new resident, or
okay,
what have you.
okay, as a physician, it varies lots. It varies lots as a physician in Mexico, because you can either work for the government or with your private clinic, and there's a huge range for how much money they can make.
Okay.
But usually in doctors in the US make a lot more, and it's also like a big gap, like depending on surgeries. If you're like a neurosurgeon, you're obviously gonna win over $1 million, because it's 9 years. It's 9 years of like.
Oh yeah.
I think it's seven. Either seven. I think it's seven neurosurgery, 7 years of residency. But like after that, like whoop, you're set.
Damn.
And like the list is, I think it's family medicine. It's around like 200,000. It's 3 years.
And this is in
and-
Mexico. That's what you're saying.
No, that's in the US.
This is in the US,
US,
okay,
in the
okay.
US. In US. Oh, something different about the US against Mexico is in the US, you actually like you cannot be a general doctor. You have to be specialized. You
have to be
you
specialized.
required to be.
You can't just be a general
You
physician.
have to be specialized.
Wow.
You cannot. I mean, you can be a family, which is basically a general physician. But in Mexico, like once you finish like school, you're a general physician now. You can get specialized if you want. You can get, but you don't need to. That's only if you want. And in the US, you have to be specialized to be a doctor.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought.
It works different.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, okay. So it makes sense. So, so whenever people think of quote unquote a general physician, a lot of people either think of, like you said, a family doctor or
A family doctor,
like
yeah.
a doctor that works in an ER. But the thing with ER,
Yeah.
emergency room, that's technically a specialty, emergency medicine,
Yeah.
right?
Or it can be a DO, doctor of osteopathy, which we don't have in Mexico. That's a pure
What is it?
US thing, you know. A doctor of osteopathy. It's a DO. It's basically a physician,
Mhm.
but they care. Well, no, they rely primarily on like prevention medicine, and I think a little bit of holistic
okay.
medicine. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And they can also be primary. They can also be primary cares.
Okay.
But it's like it's a different like
Is that
it's
more
different
new?
than MD.
Isn't that much a much newer I don't want to say field, but branch of medicine, because people, like you said, are going more towards holistic stuff now.
Yeah. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I think it's been there for a while. It's not something like that has come out. That has something that has been the last couple of years. It's been for a while now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I might be thinking about something else. Don't want to be spreading misinformation here on my platform.
I mean, yeah. There are several ones, but like the main one that can focus on like primary care, yeah, or like general medicine, just like family medicine. It could also be like internal medicine. They can also be general because they see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And DO, the doctor of osteopathy. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty
Interesting.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's been an hour.
What? Really?
It has.
Wait.
It went by really quick, didn't it?
Went by real quick. Yeah. And we need to do a second one. We need to do a second one. There's lots of things I haven't. I still gotta talk about it.
Well,
and we still gotta discuss.
Do you want to talk about them real quick?
I mean, I could like talk about an interesting one right now.
Attention. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's see what you got.
Like since we've been talking about medicine so much for now.
Yep.
I want to talk about something interesting that many people may not know, which is called like xenotransplantation, which is basically, well, you know about general transplantation, like you can transplant like one body part, to another one, and like basically you're set. But the number of people waiting for an organ transplant, it's so big, and the number of donors, it's so little. So many people go by and they need an organ transplant and they never get it. So something that they have recently come along, I mean the scientific community, which is very still like being researched as of now, and it's still like very experimental, and very new. This is they use like our like closest counterpart, which is gonna be funny, like in organ stuff, it's gonna be the pig.
Yes.
They use the pig, and
yeah, I mean that's where we get the insulin from. We get insulin from pigs, which is pretty interesting.
From pigs, we can also get it from bacteria and from yeast. Yeah, which is.
Ooh, I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's several ways we can get insulin, and there's like I don't know how many, like probably like more than 8 types of insulin, like depending on how they made and how they act. They can either act very fast, like over a couple hours, or act over a day, like gradually, like lower your blood sugar.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But with
so that would be like a insulin
xenotransplantation,
drip.
yeah. Well, not like an insulin. You just put it all like whoop, like for the long acting.
Okay.
You
It's
just put it all.
Okay.
It just acts very slowly. It just acts all throughout the day. Yeah, and there's some insulin that acts in less than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
There's some that lasts like from 4 to like 8, 12 hours, and there's the one that lasts like around 24 hours or so.
Oh. Huh. I did not know that.
And you dose it like differently depending on
Depending on your
the
needs.
ones you give.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So
with xenotransplantation, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's right.
So would people who have been severely burned, who get fish skin, grafted onto their skin, would that be considered what you're talking about?
Yes. That could be considered that. There's also, you can also get like genetically modified pig skin, like grafted.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't like, so you can actually like regenerate, because with burns, with type 3 and onward burns, it burns like all of the layers of your skin, like, so you don't have any skin, so you need to put, so it doesn't continue, the tissue doesn't keep on dying, so you need to put on something. So yeah, that is an example of xenotransplantation, and there's also there being also like talk of like heart transplants from a pig.
Now,
I
thought that was already a thing. A pig heart transplant.
It's still being researched, but it's not. It's not done usually as I know right now.
Okay.
As I know right now, like I'm gonna be honest. I'm not that like well versed in that. I just know like the general, but I haven't dug deep into the studies. I just know it's something new. It's something experimental. Something very interesting. And it's still not something that's done normally.
Okay.
It's still very experimental. Still going on research right now. And we were talking about insulin. You can also like transplant the special cells in the pancreas that like create insulin from a pig into people that actually are insulin dependent, like the type 1 diabetes. And that actually like lowers this one. I actually read a paper. It lowers like the need for external insulin, like from 30 to 50%, which in the long run is a lot.
That's pretty significant, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still like something very novel, and if it works for the future, just it might be better, because something related to insulin, which is the pharmaceutical companies, they jacked the price up a lot, because they get the patents. They get the patents for it, and that, along with having lots of money, along with lobbying, which is like basically making laws in your favor, which happens.
oh yeah, isn't that how GameStop killed that one bank? Like how Reddit killed that one bank with the loss. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Where if the company does bad, then you make money off of it, right?
Oh no, that's different.
Oh, this is different. Okay.
That is that is like stocks. That's another conversation. Like the betting against the stocks. There's, I don't know how exactly. I don't know which one. But lobbying is basically. I'm gonna give you like example.
Go ahead.
Like how there's like the coal industry, and there's lots of like how it's not as good, and it just creates so much contamination, but it's still there, and it's still a $1 billion industry.
Of course, yeah.
And the only reason it hasn't been taken out is because Well, because of lobbying, like basically, it's like almost like corruption at the highest level. It's just
Okay.
corruption at the highest level,
I
which
understand that.
it does well, and there's millions of dollars in
Yeah.
play, so it happens.
Billions.
So yeah, well, billions, yeah, billions of dollars in play, and so it happens. So even though it's not as good, well, that's another conversation, like the clean energies and the contamination. But yeah, I'm gonna stay in topic because we're over time.
We'll end up and there really is no set time. I was just kind of giving you
Yeah.
just a
I like
just
a
1
heads
hour
up.
mark. Yeah,
A heads
just
up.
a 1 hour mark. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So like basically like the TLDR is that the pharmaceutical companies get a patents for the specific method to do medication or the specific like medication, and basically what they do with that is that no matter the production cost, even it's like so cheap, they can actually set the price for it, any price they want, and they are not gonna get any specific any competition because they own it, and they can set it really high if they want, and basically if it's something they need like insulin and it's so high,
Yeah.
you gotta either you're gonna die later, or you get that. So that is one part of why I lost my coffee. That is one part of why, but I still have the banana. That is one part of why the U.S. Healthcare is so expensive,
Yeah. Now.
because the pharmaceutical companies. Yeah.
Now, I was also going to add on, I wouldn't say it's not just the pharmaceutical companies. So the hospitals themselves, since I think it was the 1970s, they started making deals with insurance companies. And so what they did is they started, and they have, I can't remember what the name of it is, but I'm sure somebody will say it in the comments, but some kind of roster, right, that shows the price of everything in the hospital, and they can just spike it, and you pretty much won't know how much it costs you until you get the bill. Like, you get the procedure done, you're gonna get treated here in the US, right? You're gonna get treated, but then you're gonna get the big fucking bill at the end of the day. So these insurance companies made these deals. Then they say, we'll keep sending you our customers, you at this hospital, if you give us a discount. And they basically go, oh, well, it costs let's say like $50 for an IV bag, which they only cost like $3 in IRL, right? But they say
like $10 for a Band-Aid.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no kidding. So what they'll do is they say, okay, this item, procedure, whatever, is $50. This is how much it cost us. But we'll just say it costs $100, so that you, the insurance company, can say that, and we'll just charge you the $50, so we can just say that we're giving you the discount, and it just continues and continues and continues from there on.
Yeah.
And hospitals really, really fucking hate it if you play capitalism with them, right? And when I say that is if you start calling around to different hospitals going, hey, how much does it cost for this procedure? How much does it cost for this procedure? Like, well, and they start beating around their butt. It's kind of funny. And I challenge you to do that. If you decide that you want to, I don't know, get tested for something, and that's one of the biggest things, right, is getting tested for like STDs. Go to your different hospitals and try and find out how much it costs for these tests for each hospital, find out which one's the cheapest, and then just go to that one. There was actually one time, so this is still on topic ish. I went to go get tested at one point, right? And there was this, I think it's called family planning something, or it was owned by a church, right? And so I was like, oh, I'll go over here. And they go, oh, it'll cost you like $10 or something like that for all the tests. And I was like, damn, that's a lot cheaper than like $600 over at the regular clinic. I was like, all right. And they go, okay, no problem. So you know, pina cup or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then they sit you in a room. And then they were like, let's talk about God. And I'm like, oh, this is the payment.
Huh?
This is the payment. I have to
So
talk about
that's why.
so although it was significantly cheaper, the church was like, oh, we're gonna foot the bill on this. But why don't you have a seat in this room and let's talk a little bit. Let me show you some flyers. And you're like, I don't want to see these. But
You paid with that solution.
yeah. I was like, are you a doctor? And they're like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, then why the fuck are you in the room with me? I'm out of place. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, but they did provide a service, right? So the way that I kind of see it is they provided a service. The least you can do is just sit down and talk with them. So there's nothing wrong with having a chat.
That's good, yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a shame how it is here in the U.S. Like I know I'll get flack for this.
Yeah.
I'm fine with the capitalist side of this medical stuff. What I'm not fine with is they don't want you to
Taking
compare
advantage.
prices.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't want you to compare prices. They don't want you. They want you to be dependent on one, maybe two places, right? That's why they have the network and the out-of-network systems, right? So you have to be with these certain places with your insurance company. And I just hate that they just spike the prices. Yes, I get it. Hospitals need to make money, but you shouldn't charge $120 for a fucking IV when it costs $2 for the damn needle and the actual saline. That's ridiculous. Like I'm not for that. And the fact that they don't want people to compare prices is bullshit. Like that defeats the whole purpose of it being a capitalist society. And I don't like that.
That is something that is way better. That is something that is way better on Mexico than in the US.
Yeah.
Because it's so much cheaper. It's so much accessible, like in Mexico. And we also have like state of the art like medical centers. Mm-hmm. We have like everything, but it's just cheaper, you know. And there's something like really big, like most of you probably know, like it's medical tourism. So what that basically means, like people from the US like fly into Mexico or go into Mexico to get treatment because it's so expensive and it's so not accessible in the US. And that also goes along with people traveling to Mexico to get cosmetic procedures, or people traveling to Mexico to get also stem cell like therapy or stem cell transplant, because like in the US the stem cells are so expensive and so heavily regulated by the FDA, even though they have actually like it's been already like proven it helps a lot and it provides like lots of benefits, but they still don't let it hold into it because of, again, lobbying and the big like companies knowing it's going basically against them because it helps a lot and it's so much cheaper to produce.
Yeah.
So in Mexico, like they fly into Mexico and they get them and then they go back to the US and they even with all the accommodations, even with the flights, they spend like less than 50% than they would spend in the US. Yeah.
Now one thing I wish we had here in the US. So I'm not for. I used to, but then I kind of learned the downsides of it. But I'm not for universal healthcare here in the US because of one reason, like I told you. But I am for universal emergency medicine care. I believe that emergency medicine, such as people with EMTs in an ER, you know, the doctors in the ER, the nurses in there, you know, the stuff that is absolutely life-saving that you need in that time and that moment, I think it should be paid for through taxes. Because just like you do with the police and just like you do with the fire departments. We learned early on in the US that when you don't pay fire departments, when you don't pay fire departments through taxes, they choose what buildings do and do not burn down. Because they go, oh, this person won't pay us, so we'll let it burn. And that was a thing. Or the different jurisdictions would actually fight each other over who's going to put the fire out of the house. These were actual things that happened in the 1800s. And so we've also moved away from that with law enforcement, right? But now we have like security, which is it's its own thing. But these services that protect the people, I believe, should be services that are paid for with taxes. And I'm sure a lot of people can probably at least agree with me on that, because the whole medical side, yes, I get that, like, because there's
more
medical
transparency.
So there's for those of you that don't know, there's two pretty much branches of medicine. You have the medical side and the trauma side, right? So which is the emergency medicine is kind of, it can be in all of this. The medical side is stuff that would be like diseases or I guess even dehydration. Would you consider that on the medical side or on the trauma side? Because I feel like that would be more towards the medicine side. Okay.
I mean, dehydration is like usually like something it's acute, so
yeah.
I mean, it could be, it's seen by emergency. Just just put some fluid on them.
Plenty of people
probably by the trauma. I mean, I think probably by trauma, because it's something that you will see on the ER.
Okay. So you have that. You have which what would be another good one for medicine? Like I think I already said diseases. Right, you have a cold. EMTs need to be able to identify if it's going to be this or if it's going to be this, right? So,
the triage.
Yeah, triage, exactly. Figuring out what is wrong with this person before they even go to the actual ER, so that whenever they get to the ER, they know what the fuck they're dealing with.
I feel that.
Yeah, but. Yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that. But is there anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
No, I think for now, If I go in another tangent, for now, I think that's it for now for me.
Awesome. All right, well, everyone, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I'm sure Smiley's happy that you tuned in to listen to us do these rants,
random talks. I was just thinking about that. These rants.
Yeah, and just kind of delving in.
It was a pretty interesting talk.
Whatever. Oh yeah. I always have a good time talking to you, man. But all right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do